Hey, welcome back. Twist and Tap back in the house for you guys, and we are going to get in a little bit of what's been going on with last night's SmackDown, and then, of course, tonight's Saturday night main event. So it is going to be, oh man, where do we even go from here? It's basically the idea of it. And, of course, definitely want to talk about what's going on with Sami Zayn and whatnot. Poor old Sami. So, before I get started into all of it, if you guys would like to grab your favorite snack, your favorite beverage, then might I suggest you go ahead and do that. If you watch the replay, then hashtag DDT to let me know that you made it all the way through. I know I should have said that at the end of the podcast, but it is what it is. Okay, so my name is Tito, and I am a fan of pro wrestling. Been watching it since the 80s, and I still watch it today in my 40s, so get over it. But most of you guys are here are fans too as well, so hey, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Anyways, so last night we saw some pretty cool things basically happen on WWE SmackDown. The results are in the description for you guys. If you guys just want to quickly read those, go ahead. Do it at your leisure. But I want to, primarily focus on this whole thing with Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Gunther. Gunther. Oh man, I love when when they have those when they show like people watching from other countries. They just have their way of celebrating, right? WWE has taken a major step in the last couple of years and has moved on to a grander stage. And I have some mixed feelings about that, which, next Saturday, that will be the topic discussion podcast talking about, where WWE kind of lands on all of it. Okay, so, not long ago, Sami Zayn, after being champion for 9 days, lost his title. And people could be upset and mad about that. People can whine and cry and kick in the fetal position. You know what? Like, the truth is, from my point, okay? So I'm not saying that this is the truth as a factual thing, but this is my point of view. And being someone who's watched WWE for so many years, introduced to it by my dad, I don't see Sami Zayn in that role, being the face. Great guy, great personality. Sometimes touches a little bit on political shit. I think that really, they should just kind of like keep away from that. But that's just me. Happy-go-lucky, just haluva kicking and Blue Thunder bombing the shit out of people. Hands down, Sami Zayn, great performer. I just don't see him on that. And honestly, before all you Sami Zayn fans start getting mad and fuck you, Tito, and all this other stuff, listen to me when I'm saying this. This may be the catalyst that catapults Sami Zayn into that field. Okay? Here's my quick prediction of SummerSlam. It just becomes a fatal four-way based on tonight's match and how the main event tag team between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. If it turns out to become a fatal four-way, to me that would kind of downgrade the WWE Undisputed Championship match, but in the same way, it'll kind of elevate it if Sami Zayn wins it. Right? Because people are already like, if Cody wins, I'm just not going to watch WWE anymore because I'm getting tired of Cody as champion. Like, Cody has come to the point already where he's become stale. He's become vanilla in a way. And it's not his fault. It's not that he underperforms or he sucks as a champion or anything like that. It's just we have seen him in the championship role for quite some time now. And we've already had this before with Roman Reigns basically holding the title for an impressive amount of time. And I think it's too soon for anyone else to kind of match that. And so, people are just kind of like, they want to see a new champion. They want to see new storylines. They want to see new rivalries and everything, which is why Sami turning heel was such a good thing. Does this correlate with the bloodline? Well, you'll have to find out on next week's podcast when I talk more about that. But for the most part, Sami going heel is a good thing, right? For so many years, you had fans that wanted John Cena, Mr. You Can't See Me, go heel, and we finally got it in the road to his retirement. Of course, it didn't last very long, and obviously for good reasons, right? I mean, they didn't want John Cena's last memories in WWE to his fans to be in that heel role where he was making little kids cry. So, but we got it, right? So, but this time we didn't have to beg and kick and scream for Sami Zayn to go heel. People want to see it. It's happening. And in my opinion, this would be the perfect way to catapult Sami Zayn into that role, that if he wins back the WWE Undisputed Championship at SummerSlam in a fatal 4-way, I think then his championship run would be solidified. You see him winning the title and having the title for 9 days, and people really weren't gravitating towards it. You know what I mean? He was tethering on the fence of, face heel. You had, Jay and Jimmy Uso celebrate and talk about how the title's in the family and all this other stuff, right? And so it was like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that isn't there. Literally. Like, people didn't know what to make of it. For Sami to go heel and then win the title would be the best footing. And Sami has to be like 100% all in heel. He's got to get heat with the fans. He's got to get the heat from the fans onto him. That's the only way it's going to work for Sami. Sami Zayn as a character does not peg me as somebody that is going to be well celebrated as champion as a face. Almost in the same footsteps as Roman Reigns. Many fans didn't like Roman Reigns as champion as a face. We thought his promos were bland as shit, right? I mean, the only really good promo, in my opinion, that Roman cut as a champion when face was when he had that thing in the ring with Stephanie McMahon and she was telling him to leave, and then he was just like, do you guys want to see what's really going to piss her off? And then he turned his back to her and she was like, how dare you turn your back to me? And that was probably the only interesting promo that he ever cut as a face. When Roman Reigns went heel, when he went full on heel, he aligned himself with Paul Heyman to get the heat on him, and he wrecked The Fiend and he wrecked Braun Strowman and became the Universal Champion on SmackDown. That's when things started to work out for him, and we started to get all kinds of things. The bloodline, right? He beat down his own blood and forced them into this new stable based on family blood, and then, he just continued going on. He brought in Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn became part of the family, and then, he was living off the whole part-timer hatred, right? He knew fans didn't like the whole part-timer thing. He capitalized on it. He became like a part-timer, right? He would only defend his title at major PLEs. But other than that, I mean, there really wasn't anything else beyond that scope that would say that title run, other than the fact that it was very long, was a crappy one. It wasn't, fans loved it. Fans were eating it up. He would come to cities and acknowledge me, and everyone would acknowledge. And you know what I mean? Like, I call that the Triple H effect. I call that, the Ric Flair effect. You know what I mean? Like, they could be heels and still be loved by fans, and still be heels. And I think that's what's going to work for Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? For those who are CM Punk fans like me, we would love to see CM Punk have a title, run all the way until WrestleMania next year. That would be absolutely awesome. It would be even awesome if, like, Seth Rollins was to challenge him next year at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. But I'm kind of sick and tired of the same old guys holding titles. And we know that CM Punk is technically an enhancement. He's already made that claim and everything like that to the public behind the scenes. That all he's really trying to do is build up the next people. And Sami Zayn, being a one-time WWE Championship holder, winning at SummerSlam and going on from SummerSlam all the way to WrestleMania would be absolutely insane. It would be great. It would be one that I would say, okay, I could buy this. This is the type of stuff I could buy. But if you were just like, Sami Zayn as what he was when he won the title couple of weeks ago, like, no, I don't see him being the face of the company. I don't see him being remotely interesting. Like, this new Sami Zayn that we're getting, like, he's full on in because he's pissed off at CM Punk. We got the backstage reaction from Sami talking about he can take a vacation, come back, get a title shot, and yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's getting the heat on him. To people, they're going to feel sorry for him. And, you know, to other people, they're like, you know, Cody got attacked. A true champion will defend against anybody, no matter what the situation is. And that's what other people are saying on the sides. I mean, there's so many sides to this whole ordeal with Sami Zayn that it's like, okay, you know what? Like, this could work. The only thing I don't like, because I've seen it done before, you know, the Miz and R-Truth, when they were together and whatnot, this whole Justice for Sami thing is just fucking ridiculous in my book. Like, get rid of the damn shirt, Sami. You don't need it to enhance yourself. You're on the right path of being a heel. You're on the right path of getting heat on you. All you have to do, and this is where I feel like that SummerSlam should be a fatal four-way, is to win back the WWE Championship to solidify yourself in a championship run, and do it in an underhanded way that will get the heat on you. You know what I mean? Steal it from Gunther if you've got to. Make Gunther do all the work, and then you sneakily, like a little rodent, just grab the win. I don't care if they do it that way. To me, that would be a better fitting than a clean victory at SummerSlam. Because in Sami Zayn's book, he doesn't need a clean victory. He doesn't need a clean pin. It could be dirty as shit. It just needs to be that Sami wins. That's the only way I see Sami having a championship run that actually matters. It would have to be done that way. If there's no fatal four-way and we just get CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, well, yeah, that could be an attraction too. And I really feel like that WWE is testing the waters to see where fans sit with it. Do they sit with a straight-up one-on-one WWE Championship, CM Punk defending against Cody Rhodes, or do they want a fatal four-way? And the fans' reactions, the way the fans respond on social media and stuff like that, is going to tell the tale, and possibly even determine the outcome of tonight's main event with the tag team match between the two sets. And yeah, so definitely make your voices heard on social media of what you would want to see at SummerSlam. You want to see a fatal four-way, and you want to see a singles match. Because either way, it's going to be big. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like a fatal four-way is going to be bigger. Okay? CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, I know they were trying to go to that point because they were trying to have a good card lineup for SummerSlam. Since now SummerSlam is the PLE with a dual night, you know what I mean? That I get why they would want CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. I just think it's a little bit, you know, I was hoping for that to be a WrestleMania thing. And then, like, me being a CM Punk fan and also being a fan of Cody Rhodes, the reason I would rather have the fatal four-way than a singles match is, you know, it would be so strange. CM Punk wins the World Heavyweight Championship, goes on to WrestleMania to main event WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. Great match. Beautiful intro. Love the fact he came out to Misery Contraire. And, you know, because I'm a big fan of AFI. And then comes out. I would have loved it if they did that little opening segment to show like how he came from nothing to something. And then instead of Cult of Personality, if they brought back This Fire Burns just for one night, that would have been a beautiful combination. Going from, like, you know, I don't know how the hell you would describe that genre with AFI. When I listened to AFI back in the day, it was just punk to me. But that just seems a little bit more emotional or whatever. So I don't know, emo punk or whatever the hell they want to call it. But to have that paired up with, you know, This Fire Burns from Killswitch, I believe it would be so much better than Cult of Personality. That's just my opinion. Anyways, he goes on to defend the title against Roman Reigns and loses to Roman Reigns, relinquishing the World Heavyweight Championship to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Confronts Cody, talks about championship opportunities falling out of the sky. And even though my last video, if you guys saw it, talked about that, you know, we got a warning from way long ago that this was going to happen because CM Punk referencing championships, you know, opportunities falling out of the sky. It would just be weird that at two of this year's major PLEs, Punk loses a title. One to Roman, then one to Cody, which Cody and Roman have history, right? And so, like, what would that do if you were to, like, stack them on a scale, you know, on a pillar, right? Top 1, 2, 3. What would it do? It would put Roman at number 1, Cody at number 2, and CM Punk at number 3 because both those two were able to beat CM Punk for a title. Like, to me, this should have been a WrestleMania match, in my opinion. Should have been a WrestleMania match. Clean out. And it could be Sami Zayn running the championship, mad at CM Punk, costing CM Punk, to have to go through freaking hoops over the next 3 to 4 months to get a title shot and to get the title victory back, which could be around Royal Rumble and then set up to the road to WrestleMania between Cody and CM Punk. But they would have to build the story good. They would have to really build it. CM Punk can't be like, I'm happy to be here, want to help the new talent Punk. He's got to go back to the old, ruthless, dirty CM Punk. He's got to go back to those stages. I mean, we know he can do it and still be loved by the fans. How many times have he tapped into the Anawati family and kind of like got people talking on social media about it, got responses from Zilla Fatu to be like, he hates CM Punk, like it really branched out. And fans still love CM Punk. Sure, he came out WrestleMania, you heard fans say, fuck you. And I mean, obviously, they were Roman Reigns fans. This was one of those WrestleMania matches where it was like, in my opinion, kind of sits in there in the bracket with, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior of WrestleMania 6, right? There were Warrior fans, there were Hogan fans. Neither one were like a heel face type of thing. It was just two of the megas kind of clashing. And CM Punk is a mega whether you like it or not. Just because of his age does not mean that he is not up there. So that's what I would classify Roman and CM Punk would be in that ordeal, right? What would happen with Cody and Roman? Both of them get a notch on their belts that they put down CM Punk. I mean, it's too soon to do that. Secondly, there's a missed opportunity in all of this that I kind of want to touch base with. And that missed opportunity is the fact that, this could have been a better opportunity for Cody to go heel. And I like someone's post here on Facebook, which was simulcasting too. There was a post I read on Facebook that like, what if the plan is to fatal 4-way beat the dog shit out of CM Punk? Cody goes heel, Sammy's heel, Gunther's heel, and they unite. It would be too weird to do a stable like that. I like the idea. I like that because you know what? It's not something that most people are thinking about. So I like the idea, but this is why that wouldn't work. Gunther is not a behind the scenes guy. He doesn't take a back seat to anybody. Gunther is like the main guy. He always wants to be the main guy. You know what I mean? So that's like putting Shao Kahn to bend the rule to Shang Tsung. You just don't see it. And so Gunther bending a knee to Cody, you just don't see it. Sammy, yes. Sammy's a follower type of guy. I don't see him leading shit yet. Yeah, I mean, he's got a ways to go to kind of establish himself. And that's just me. Now, if Sami Zayn wins the title, I would not be upset that CM Punk lost the belt. I really wouldn't. You know what I mean? Punk doesn't need the strap to have what he has. He has what he has over the years that he's done. I don't know if any of you guys caught the podcast with Stephanie McMahon, but that was a great podcast. I recommend it. I recommend that you guys watch it after this live stream. Watch the podcast. Listen to what Punk said. He goes into so much things in there. My funniest part of that podcast is he talks about, the marathon he was running with his sister and what happened. That was a funny ass story. And he finally told us how he proposed to April or AJ, to those who don't know. And, cool podcast and everything like that, right? So like we know now that the infamous pipe bomb was not what people thought it was. It wasn't an actual, I mean, it kind of was and it kind of wasn't. Like Vince was not unaware that Punk was going to do this on the mic. Go watch the podcast to know exactly how all that went down. I was about to give it to you guys, but you know what? Out of respect for CM Punk, I'll just let him tell you. Go to the podcast and watch it and watch how that whole pipe bomb thing came to be. But, the reality of it is that Punk is well established. So if he loses the belt, it's not going to be detrimental to his career. He's finishing out his career. This is like the last leg of his career. The only next thing for CM Punk to do that's going to even matter worth of anything in the pro wrestling business is when he announces his retirement. So, if Sami Zayn wins, I would not like to see Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania if he can make it that long with the title. I don't want to see CM Punk rematch at WrestleMania for the title. Like, rematch after SummerSlam, sure thing, do it. Do it and do it on SmackDown, and Sami cheats to win. Have a dirty victory. You know who I want to see face Sami Zayn at WrestleMania if Sami can recapture the WWE Championship? If Kevin Owens returns at Royal Rumble and they lead to a storyline where Kevin Owens goes to challenge Sami for the title. Why not? Best friends, title on the line. Kevin Owens is going to come back to a huge pop from a lot of you guys out there. He's going to. We miss KO fight. Owens fight. I mean, we miss it. Whether or not he's coming back, I mean, we'll have to see. But we do miss him. We miss him very much. And that would be a great setup to a night one, main event. Or night two. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, WWE Undisputed Championship match. First of all, WWE, drop the fucking Undisputed name. There's a World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. There are two major titles. It's not undisputed anymore because you cannot dispute the fact that Roman Reigns is champion. Just get rid of that stupid ass name. WWE Heavyweight Championship. World Heavyweight Championship. Bingo. There it is. I know they don't want to go back to reusing names that they did when they had Big Gold from WCW back in the day during going into the PG era. They don't want to go back to doing that, but I mean, it's okay to. It's okay to. The WWE Championship is not a spinner belt. It's not a fucking toy anymore. It actually looks like a title. So, sorry, John Cena. Great promos you cut. Fun to watch you wrestle, but your title design was bullshit. It's my most hated version of the WWE title is the spinner belt. Can't believe Edge used that shit with the rated R emblem on it too. Poor RVD, he won it and he had to wear that thing. That was like the only thing that I would say was actually pretty good about The Rock when he unveiled the new title. The problem with the new belt was that every belt was looking the same. Thank God they brought the World Heavyweight Championship and then they made a Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Even though you don't have to be a classified woman's heavyweight to wear the belt. That's besides the point. But anyways, I would love to see that. I would love to see Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam. I would love to see Sami win. Anyhow. Let's see. I'm taking a moment here. Just give me a minute. Okay. I'm pulling up the results for last night. There's some other things too that I do want to kind of like just, explicitly talk about. The other match that I am actually interested in, and like the feud that I'm interested in, so that would be Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. That's another one that I'm pretty interested in seeing what's going to go down. Jade Cargill defeated Nia Jax. Charlotte came out there because Charlotte's got a little vengeance against Jade for what they did to Alexa. And of course, here's the thing: over the past couple of months, with Jade Cargill, things is getting better with her. I was starting to get a little bit worried about how WWE was using her, and there's people are like, she came from AEW and she was AEW. Like, look, it's two different playing fields. WWE has a way of doing things. AEW has a way of doing things. And when she came to WWE, there was a lot of. First off, they brought her in wrong. She should have came in as a heel. I'm just saying. Putting her with Bianca Belair so she can gain some in-ring experiences. So she's not fucking up inside the ring and everything like that. Honestly, I really think that she should have went to NXT. That would have given her the time that she needed to grow within the company and learn the company's ways. That would have been better, in my opinion. But I'm loving this new aesthetic that they have, right? And to me, it's kind of good because I was worried about some other women wrestlers, right? Like Michin. I was worried about her state of things, like if they were just going to let her go. Because Michin was one of the ones that I was really behind. And I still am behind her. I'm waiting for the moment when Jade gets really big and starts mistreating her crew, starts mistreating BFAB, and starts mistreating Michin. But I hope they choose Michin as the one to be the first one to break away from Jade. Of course, this will only work if Jade is champion, because I think Michin deserves a title. She's come close to winning the Women's United States Championship. She's come close, but has always come up short. And I'll know that they have plans to push Michin into a major title role if she does win the Women's United States Championship at some point. Like if Jade Cargill recaptures, the Women's WWE Championship, and then Michin would have to win a minor singles title. So the Women's United States Championship. That would tell me that WWE is looking at her and plans of pushing her further down the road. If BFAB wins it, then that's who they're going to consider pushing down the road. But in order for Jade's crew to actually really kind of push, Jade would need to recapture the Women's WWE Championship, which I think she will. I think they took it off of her. It's back on Rhea Ripley. Rhea's bringing some presence to the title, some other feuds that they can write up and push out that would be pleasing to the fans. And I think they're allowing Jade a little bit more time to even grow, especially with her crew. Jade wins the WWE Championship down the road means that they'll probably, just to make her stable a bit annoying and catch heat on them, that they'll probably make, Michin and BFAB Women's Tag Team Champions for a little bit of time. They'll drop the belts down the road a little bit, and then from there is where you'll find out which one of Jade's crew is going to be pushed. And that's whoever comes out with a victory for the United States Championship. Michin, I think, deserves it. That's just me. It's just like, I think Raquel Rodriguez deserves a title shot. Honestly, she's been by Liv's side for way too long now. It's way overdue. It's time. Because the Judgment Day, to me, just doesn't even look like they're really going to last that much longer. The main players, right? Damian Priest, gone. Rhea Ripley, gone. Carlito, gone. Edge, gone. Right? The Judgment Day really wasn't pulling shit with just who they had left. And now that if you watch AAA and you saw Dominic Mysterio come out to help El Grande Americano, and what happened in that whole ordeal, it looks like Dominic's going to go face. Right? Because Dominic prided himself on Eddie's philosophy, lie, cheat, and steal, right? That was like, he's still playing kayfabe. He hates his biological father. He claims Eddie Guerrero is his actual dad, and he does all these underhanded, victories and stuff. So it was like very weird for people to see him to come out and protect somebody that has a title shot against him for the AAA championship. So, it's like the response, people love it. People are ready to see Dominic Mysterio go face. And if he goes face, championship opportunities are going to be great for him. He's one of the ones that I feel like should go down the path that Sami doesn't belong on. Sami belongs on enhancing himself as a champion, starting off as a heel first champion, and then down the road he can be face or heel. Dominic getting a major title in WWE would come from the fact of him being a face. Okay, he's played the heel for a long time, won the Intercontinental Championship, is the AAA champion, was a dual champion holder as a heel. So technically he kind of started it as a heel, but like a WWE title shot or a World Heavyweight Championship title shot should come to Dominic when he's a face. There'll be a lot of momentum behind him, a lot of fans behind him, and it'll even further enhance it if Rey Mysterio supports and backs him in all of it, because it would be a beautiful reunification between father and son, and father not only reunifying with Dom, but helping him lead the way to getting a major singles title hold. So anyways, kind of going off left field here. So yeah, when it comes down to it, I want to see Michin become champion, and going all the way back, this sets up for a nice feud, because if Jade Cargill can knock off Charlotte Flair, that just puts another notch on the belt. That just solidifies it more. You know what I mean? Charlotte she's somebody, in my opinion, that doesn't even need a belt. I don't either. You know what I mean? I know people were turning on her because she's gotten so many title victories, and because she's a daughter of Ric Flair and all yada yada yada. Okay, you know what? Like, hey, she got heat on her when she was a heel. She was hated. When she was a face, she was loved. When she became friends, kayfabe with and they're friends in real life. I'm just saying, like, character-wise on the show, when she decided to actually become friends with Alexa Bliss, and they formed an unorthodox, tag team partnership, it gelled and worked very, very well. And to see Charlotte in this mode where she's selfless, because that was one of the things that people didn't like about Charlotte Flair's character. She was selfish. It was always about her. It was always about her opportunities, her accolades, right? She made that clear to everybody when she would cut promos. She didn't give a shit if the fans booed her or cheered her. She made that clear. So to see her with this different type of mentality, where she is seeking revenge because what they did to Alexa, that's selfless. That's like, is this really Charlotte Flair? Like, maybe an alien came to Earth and like tried to clone Charlotte, and that's why she looks a little different. Which we all know why her face looks different. But I'm just saying, like, this could be a storyline thing. Alien impersonates Charlotte Flair. Because this is not the Charlotte Flair that we're used to seeing at all. Period. And I like it. I love this fact. But I do think that if they're going to push Alexa to do anything major, if they're going to push Charlotte to do anything major, they do got to break up their team. Doesn't mean that they can't have each other's back. I mean, look, fans responded good with Rhea and Io, breaking up as a tag team. But I mean, look at where they are. They're on different shows, but they still have each other's back. So yeah, I mean, it can work. The fact is, Charlotte did catch a beatdown afterwards, just kind of putting over, kind of putting over the Jade, and I mean that's cool and whatnot. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like, SummerSlam is not too bad. The way things is looking to shape up and whatnot, I'm not at all disappointed. I do think that there's some things that can change, some enhancements that can happen, but for the most part, it's shaping up to look okay, in my opinion. Yeah, so I mean, it's just, I don't know, I find it funny as hell. But that is just me. That is just me, honestly. And I know I'm fiddling around with a few things here. I'm just being weird at this moment. But anyways, for the most part, for all kinds of things, I would say that's where I stand at with the whole Sami Zayn thing. That's the only way that I would see this even being remotely, interesting to the height of how interesting it could be, is that Sami gets the title back at SummerSlam. So making it a fatal four-way, kind of a good idea. Kind of a good idea in my book. I don't know. But you guys know what to do. You guys can weigh in on the options, whether you guys do or don't. That's up to you guys. Yeah, just drop it in the comments. That's where you guys can do it. And don't be afraid to share your thoughts and your predictions or your, ideas storyline wise. I'm not a dickhead, and I'm not gonna bury you. Okay, I enjoy reading people's ideas and perceptions of how they think things are gonna turn out. That's what makes this whole thing interesting. So, yeah. Thanks for being here on the Twist and Tap. If you're new here, hit the subscribe. I would absolutely love and appreciate that. Thanks for checking it out, and I will see you guys in the next one.